Hi guys, welcome to a new video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I canned my applesauce for the year. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So the first thing we did was go to a field where there, like an orchard, where there were a lot of apple trees, also pear trees, and we just picked a bunch of apples. And we tried to get a mixture of apples because it makes a nicer applesauce. Then the next step was to prepare some water with lemon juice so that the apples wouldn't turn brown while I was just preparing them. So here you can see me put the lemon juice in the water. And then the next thing was actually grabbing all the apples. So we ended up getting, I think, around 4 buckets full of apples. I did not end up using all of them because we had way too much. I think we used about 2 of them. And then I set up my apple cutting station. Now you should sit down for it because it's quite a bit of work. So I prepared myself with some YouTube videos. And then I just went ahead and I peeled all the apples and cored them. And I did this because I actually did not put them through a strainer afterwards. If you're gonna put them through the strainer, you don't need to do this step. You can just cut them up. But because I wasn't planning on doing that, I made sure to get all of the hard bits out of there, and I cut them in small-ish pieces so that they would cook down faster. So yeah, here you just see me taking it out. So we like applesauce with some chunks in it. That's why I decided to just do it this way. So as you can see, I just threw all of the pieces into a pot and then cook them down. And I also planned on making some apple butter, so that's what you see in this pot. It's a smaller batch because it was the first time I actually made it. Here I'm showing you that's the recipe I used from the Ball Book of Canning. So yeah, I added all of my apples into the applesauce and just cooked them down until they were ready. That's all you have to do, and then add sugar. And that's it. It's super easy. Then I did end up mixing it. So this was the apple butter, so I wanted this one to be very smooth. The other one I did not end up mixing, I just cooked it down. And then I prepared all of my canning supplies. I do can with wag jars because I live in Europe and they're easier to get here. That's the apple butter you see there. And then I prepared my canner for the apple sauce. There you go, it's a wag canner, big pot. And then I just went ahead and I filled my jars with fennel. There you go. And as you can see, there are some chunks in there because that's how we like our applesauce. You can totally strain it if you prefer like a very smooth applesauce. You can completely make it to your liking. It's very easy to can. So yeah, I filled a bunch of jars, put them in the canner, processed them for as long as the recipe called for. And that was it. Super easy. Yeah, so here you can see. And I am, because I'm very new to canning, I am using a thermometer to make sure that the temperature of the water is high enough to can safely. And then I did the dishes while my apple butter was still cooking down, because that took a little bit longer. As you can see, it's very smooth. And then I was already finished. So here's what I ended up with. This is the apple sauce. I had one jar that didn't seal, but all the others did. And that's the apple butter. Alright, so in the end I ended up with 4 smaller jars of applesauce, 7 large jars of applesauce, and also 5 small jars of apple butter, as you can see, plus a little bit extra that I just put in the fridge. I didn't have enough to fill another whole jar. So yeah, I want to say this was a pretty successful project. We really enjoyed the end product, and it was very easy to do. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye guys!